Yes, so good evening, everyone out there in the world today. So today we're making a video reacting to this woman called Liz Edward. She is maybe American, maybe Canadian, and I think she zoomed in on the gullibility of Muslim and the Muslim need to have people from the West approved of Muhammad. So she have zoom in on this, and she's using the Muslim reaction and subscription to her channel to boost her channel. So we are gonna look at her reacting to a video where Muhammad is said to predict the end of writing, and Muhammad predict that people will no longer write. But if you look at the video, there is no proof. The person provide no proof that Muhammad predict the that people will no longer write. It's just something that the person say, and she take it up on herself. And this is how propaganda spread. You know, somebody say something and it could be a lie, and you pick it up without any research at all. You pick it up and started glorifying what this person say. So you will see as we go into the video, you will see that there is no real proof provided by the original video that Muhammad predicted anything. The person just say Muhammad predict this, and it is just left for you to believe. As Yasser Qadi said, the Muslim Yasser Qadi says, there is an aspect of blind following that need to be done. So you must blindly follow. So there is something is said about Muhammad, and you must blindly follow it. So let's get into this video real fast, and we will see what so I want to show you something real fast, and just to show you the kind of videos that these Muslims react to. If you notice right here, let me make sure that you guys are seeing. If you notice right here, on January 18 of this year, she make a video, and this is like what, 9 days ago. Yeah, around about 9 days ago, she make a video, and the video is 4 places jinn enters your body. So she is reacting to 4 places that jinn enter your body. And if you notice how many views she get, 9 days ago, she got 8,052 views. Now, if we look at the video praising Muhammad, because this is kind of stupid and it's something that we could look at and laugh, which we're going to go into it a little bit and show you guys how stupid Muhammad was. And then we are going to look at the other video. So if we look at the other video, this one is kind of praising Muhammad. So if you look at this one, praising Muhammad, making him look like he is a real prophet, you will see that this one got almost 19,000 views. So you see, This one got 11,000 more views. And guess what? This one was done on January 28th, 24th, which is 4 days ago. So 4 days ago, and this one got 19 views already. The one that was done 9 days ago or 10 days ago only have 8,000 views because it was not promoting Muhammad the way they want Muhammad to be promoted. So they react more to the video that make Muhammad look like he is a real prophet. So we're gonna go into this video and see what is said about Muhammad. So here we go. So Prophet Muhammad predict. So he says Prophet Muhammad PUB or PBUH, peace be upon him, predict the end of writing. And the video that she is going to watch doesn't say PBUH. It actually say Prophet Muhammad S predict the end of writing. So the PBUH is written by her. All of a sudden she become a Muslim without even becoming a Muslim. You know, she's not a Muslim, but she pretending. This is how her pretense goes to capture the gullible Muslim audience. So let's go into it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liz, back with another reaction video. So this is not a new video, but I thought this was interesting, and I'll tell you why afterwards. This one is on the Sense Islam channel, and it is called Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, predicted the end of writing. Shocking future prophecy. Now let's get into it.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. In this video, we'll talk about the shocking prophecy of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's a prophecy that
If you notice, all these videos about Muhammad and what he do always come a shocking prophecy. That it is shocking. It is a shocking prophecy.
people will be able to read and write. From ancient times, writing held an important aspect in human communication. The calligraphy used to be decorated art form in the medieval history, and people used different manuscripts for writing. Most of texts in different fields of knowledge, the most of their knowledge was handwritten and preserved accordingly. But there is another prophecy that a time will come in the future when people will be able to read but not able to write. Subhanallah.
Another narration, the Prophet ﷺ says.
So the voice here is this guy called Mufti Menk. Mufti Menk is the speaker. But just to say, he says people will be able to read or not able to write. Where is that prophecy fulfilled? According to them, Muhammad said people will be able to read or not able to write. Where is that prophecy fulfilled? Who in this world cannot write? Who in this world but a person who is literally never go to school or whatever that cannot write? Kids are writing, everybody is writing. Who cannot write? You're going to see the stupidity of this Mufti Mink, because he is so stupid. You're going to see that Mufti Mink tried to say that this is fulfilled with technology, but this is illogical, because with technology people can still write. This is how stupid these people are, man. You know, you follow a madman, and and at the end of the day, he provide no proof that Muhammad said that. I searched the internet, I could not find anywhere where Muhammad said that. We actually go to an institution where they put all these so-called prediction of Muhammad, but none was about Muhammad say that writing will stop. People will not be able to write. So at the end of the day, what is this prophecy all about? If there is such a prophecy.
There will be many people, literacy will increase. So there are two narrations. One says literacy will increase, everybody will be able to read and write. Then there will come a time when people will not.
And if you look into the book of Daniel tell you that knowledge will increase. So that's not nothing new. Let me quote from the book of Daniel. Let me just quote from it. So if you look, it's Daniel 12 verse 4. Daniel 12 verse 4 tell you that knowledge will increase. But you, Daniel, shut up the words, or seal the book. Seal the book until the end of the time of the end. That means until in the future, something happening in the future. Many will run to and fro, and knowledge will increase. So literacy, it will increase. People will learn more. People, so it's not nothing new for people to be saying, literacy will increase. It is no prophecy for us to think that literacy will increase. Because if I live in anywhere, like when I was young in Jamaica, there was a lot of older people who were not readers, but we know that a lot of them never go to school, and people start going to school and stuff like it's just like slavery. If a slave person who lived in the 60s had said literacy will increase, would that mean that he's a prophet? No, because you see the trend. The trend is set where you could see things, you could see all these things. So that's not a prophecy. So you can say Muhammad is a prophet because he says literacy will increase. I'm sure a lot of people make that pronunciation in the past that literacy will increase. And it did increase. Why do we know that literacy will increase? Because we could see the trend in our society. So that doesn't make you a prophet.
Be able to write. Listen to this prophecy, because everybody will be able to write and read. Then they will be overtaken by a computer or by whatever type.
Muhammad said nothing about computer. Then they will be. So you are reading into, even he did not give any prophecy because he didn't quote anything. He didn't say, "Oh, I did this," or from this. Nothing he quoted. But at the end of the day, he's talking about computer. Computer don't stop people from the ability to write. It doesn't stop the ability to write at all. You could talk into your phone and talk text into your phone, but that doesn't mean that you cannot write, because a lot of times when you talk into your phone, you have to go back and edit what you talk, because the computer, the phone computer doesn't pick it up the way you want it to be. Especially people with accent. If you say something, it may show up as another thing. Like me with an accent, where my H and my A sounds alike. If I could say ask and it show up something different, it doesn't show up as ask. It show up as something different. I could say act, and when it show up as HACKED, when I mean ACT, So at the end of the day, there's people who uses this device, but that doesn't mean that they cannot write. So at the end of the day, he shows no proof that Muhammad made this prediction. But he's saying that he's just going off talking about computer.
So now they can't write anymore. It's happening today already.
they can't write, or they are not writing. Muhammad say that, according to them, Muhammad say that reading will, writing will stop. Right? People will not be able to write. People will not be able to write. That doesn't mean that because there is computer, you are not able to write. And that is stupidity. Not because there is computer, that doesn't mean that you are not able to write. There is computer, and I can write, but I choose not to write. I'm talking in my phone. If I want to send a text, if I'm debating someone online, I talk into my phone, but that doesn't mean that I cannot write. So this is where you see the ludicrous ludicrousy come in, because it doesn't make sense. A person talking in their computer doesn't mean that they cannot write. You go to fill an application out, you have to write, but these people can, so that doesn't mean that you cannot write. There are more people going to school now than in the past. So what is this person talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
People talk to a device.
Okay, Google. How's the weather?
That doesn't mean that they cannot write. A person talking to a phone does that mean that the person cannot write. So this is what we call eisegesis. This is what we call eisegesis, adding to what is being said. You're adding your own thoughts to what is being said.
Right now in Kearney, it's 56 with rain. It'll be rainy there today with a forecasted high of 60 and a low of 53.
Hey, Google. How far away is the moon?
The moon is 238,900 miles from Earth.
The people are typing, but you tell them to write. You cannot read anything because they don't know how to write.
Wow, a person who is typing doesn't know how to write. Typewriters have been around, and before even, a lot of people, before they even type, they write down what they type. They're going to type. Doesn't even make no sense at all. People cannot write because typing is not writing. Typing is writing. Typing is a form of writing. So what is he talking about? If I type something and they ask me, who wrote this book? You're going to say, oh, I didn't write this book because I type it. Mufti Mink is a donkey, man. So, when you come to the show, man, and you, there is gifts that we give to people who are very bright. On this show, we encourage intelligence, and we when you are very bright, we reward you accordingly, because we don't believe that people, should be my brother said Allah is Satan. Yes, he is. We don't believe that people should be come on this channel and and don't get the reward that this channel give, because this is the giving channel. We always give. We don't believe in not giving to people who deserve to get. So let's give Mufti Mink what he deserves here, because we are the gift channel who give to people. You must be a donkey to believe that when you type on a typewriter, you're not writing. It's called a typewriter, but you're typing on it, but you're not writing. So if you make a book on a typewriter, that means that you didn't write the book. Mufti Mink is a donkey, man. So let's get back to this video, because it is critical to listen to the mind of these Muslims, and that's a dawah preach. This is how stupid they are. If they would try their best to make Muhammad look good, their they will sell their logic, throw it in the garbage to make Muhammad look good. If you're typing on a typewriter, if you're typing on your phone, if you're typing on your phone, you're writing. It's a form of writing. Typing is a form of writing. This is stupid. So to say that Muhammad predict that writing will cease, people will not writing, but they will. People will not be able to write, but they will be able to read. And guess what? Today with technology, there's a lot of people who don't even read books no more. They listen to the book. That doesn't mean that they cannot read. They just choose to listen to books. I choose to listen to books. You know why? Because it's quicker and more convenient for you to learn a whole bunch of stuff while listening to the book. But that doesn't mean that I cannot read. I might not be the best reader, but I can read. If I look right here, it says Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, predicted the end of writing reaction. I can read, but I choose to talk in my phone. And I choose to not write when I can talk in my phone and get the same thing. The only thing when you talk in your phone with an accent, you have to edit what you talk. And editing something means that you are able to write. You can read it and know that there's something wrong with the spellings and stuff, and you edit what you write. So this doesn't even make any sense.
Time will come when writing will be insignificant because you won't need it. So this is a prophecy.
That's not what Muhammad says. So according to what he said in the first place, that's not what Muhammad says. He says there will come a time when people will not be able to write. But he's saying that writing will not be significant. Writing will always be significant. There is never a time when writing will not be significant, because to fill the application out, even in America, you got to write. Even in America, you got to write. Even to give a nurse's report in America, you got to write. Every thing, carpentry, you got to learn to write. Everything you're doing, you got to learn to write. You know, and knowledge is increasing. People are getting more career. And in your career, you have to be able to write. You have to be able to write. Whether you type, it's still writing. Typing is still writing. It's just a different way of writing. So when Muhammad said people will not be able to write, I'm sure if he does say that, because notice Mufti Mink did not use any citation. He just propagating something. And that's what Muslims do. Where is the citation? Show us a citation that Muhammad said what he said. But look at the woman. She is so indulgent in the stupidity without saying, where is the citation? I could say, oh, Jesus predict that you will use computer. Where is my proof that Jesus predict that you will use computer? I could say the same thing. I could say, Peter predict that you will use computer, and it's happening now. Where is my proof that Peter predict? See, the problem that with Islam is in the West, they could propagate all these things to people who doesn't speak Arabic, because in the West, a lot of people don't speak Arabic. So when you say something, it seems like if you're naive, they say something, you will jump into it if you're naive. But the most important thing here, where is the evidence provided by Mufti Mink? There is no evidence.
On the dot by Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he says, people will be able to read and write, then they will be able to only read without writing.
So they will be able to read without writing. How is that talking about computer? A person on a computer doesn't mean that they cannot write. Do you see? That doesn't even make no sense. They will be able to read and write. That's not a prophecy, because there's many people, you could see a trend happening in your society and you make that claim. So that's not a prophecy. You know, as I say, back in the 80s in Jamaica, there were a whole bunch of people who could not read. Now you have more people who can read and write. The older people population in Jamaica back in the 80s could not read and write, a lot of them. But the older population now, I'm sure that more of the older population can read and write. Why? Because more of the older population went to school. Um, Muhammad, uh, um, according to them, was illiterate. Muhammad grew up in a society where they call the Humi, UMMI. Umi mean unlearned and untaught. That means they are not educated in certain things. So, but he look and see people started gaining education in certain things. So you could make that drive that people will be, especially if you are the one who established it, especially if he is the one who established this thing. Like for me to say, oh, if I, like Oprah Winfrey went to Africa, I can't remember what country, and she built a school for women. She could make a prediction that women in that school will be able, by 2030, a certain amount of women will be educated, because she have set the cart to run downhill. You know, to speak Jamaican term, she have set the cart to run downhill. So you know, if the cart is set to run downhill and there is no nothing behind the wheel, or in front of the wheel, I should say, nothing in front of the wheel, the cart, if the cart wheel is greased and ready to go, the cart is gonna move. So you could say, hey, this cart is gonna run down the hill if I let it go. That doesn't mean that you're a prophet, because what? You already set the what they call it, trajectory for that to happen. You know, it's like squeezing the trigger of a gun. You know, the gun is cocked and you squeeze the trigger. What in most cases is going to happen? A bullet is going to come out if the chamber is filled. That's what's going to happen. You know, if the cylinder is full, a bullet is going to come out. You know, that's what is going to happen. So at the end of the day, you're making, if Muhammad, according to the Hadith, Muhammad encouraged people to read and write. Muhammad was encouraging people to read and write. So he making a so-called prediction that more people will be able to read and write is something that he maybe already see happening before he died. And then he's saying that people will be able to not be able to read and to write. That is just could be looked at one of his failed prophecy in a sense, because who is it cannot write? Who is it that cannot write? You walk into this condo building and said, hey, to your neighbors, say, hey, write your name. You know, all these people in here can write, but I bet you if they're talking to their friend and text, they get onto their speakerphone and talk into their speakerphone to text, but they can write. So Muhammad prophecy is, if there's a prophecy, it's senseless, you know, and it have nothing to do with computer, because he said they will not be able to write. That's what he says. They will be able to write and read and write, but then they will be able to read and not write. And as I say, there is a lot of people right now who are not reading. They listen to books. They listen to books. You could buy ebooks and you listen to books. Yes, you even go to school, and even I, when I was in nursing school, I buy a recorder, and I would read my book onto the recorder. So I read the chapter of my book onto the recorder, and while I am driving, I got my earphone and I'm listening to what I read onto my recorder. And that's how I study, because I did not have time to study like other people because I was working very hard paying for school. So I didn't have time to study. So this doesn't even make no sense. If you're going to say that people won't be able to read, you should say, won't be able to write, you should say people won't be able to read too. Because what? A lot of people are not reading. They are not. They're buying ebooks and they listen to the book, even the Bible, even the Quran. You could listen to the Quran. You don't have to read the Quran. So Muhammad prophecy is not a prophecy really. And where is the reference that Muhammad did say what Mufti Mink is saying that he said?
Allah.
I want to make one more point right here. If there is such a so-called prophecy, I bet if you read it, it's not actually what it is saying. Do you remember when Joe Biden, you know, it's a foolish Joe Biden, decided to quote a hadith from Muhammad, and he have no clue what the hadith mean. He quote the hadith that Muhammad say you should make a change this way, at that way, at that way. But at the end of the day, Muhammad was actually talking about killing people. But Joe Biden quote the hadith as if Muhammad was talking about making a change with your hand. No, Muhammad was talking about making a change with your hand in the form of a sword, using your hand to destroy your enemy. And this is what we see happening. Like, where is the reference? Like, Joe Biden didn't give the hadith reference, but David Wood was able to find the hadith and show us exactly what the hadith mean. And when I look it up myself, I realized that Joe Biden was quoting an hadith that Muhammad was actually telling people to kill people. And Joe Biden was quoting it as if Muhammad was a good person. But where is the evidence that Mufti Mink is providing that Muhammad actually said these things?
Allahu Akbar. Take a look at this.
And Allah is Akbar. Allah is a rat in the Jewish language. Allah is Akbar. Where is the evidence? So take a look at this. What?
With industrial revolution and technology advancement, starting from typewriters.
Do you see that? Do you see this craziness? Instead of take a look at this and show the evidence that he had, he haven't shown no evidence. And talking about typewriter, a typewriter is a writer. To say that a person cannot write because they use typewriter, that doesn't even make no sense. That doesn't even make no sense. A person cannot write, but you use a typewriter. That doesn't make no sense at all.
To computers, and now with smartphones, writing almost became immaterial in the modern day life.
Writing become immaterial in the modern day life. Wow. Wow. Where were we writing on an everyday basis? You know, where were people writing on an everyday basis? You know, in the days of Muhammad, where were people writing on an everyday basis? You know, people weren't writing like that. So it's like to say writing became, you know, immaterial. No, writing is done in a different way. When a person texts, is writing is just done in a different way. And that's what we should expect, that writing will be done in different ways. That's what we should expect. You record something by writing it by you speaking in the phone. When you go to court, they ask you, did you write this? You're going to say no. Because it's considered writing. It's just different ways of writing. It's just a computer. You speak in the computer and the computer write those words. The computer gave those words that you speak. That's a form of writing. It's just a form of writing change. It's not that writing is gone. It's the form of writing change.
This is remarkable prophecy. People actually are getting distance from writing, and most of the routine work is done on computers through typing instead of writing.
Typing is not writing. You see, that's why I said it's technology. Technology changes things. That doesn't mean that you are not able to write. The same people who type can also write. So you're not able to write. If you notice what Mufti Mink is saying, that the pedophet says you are not able to write. He says Muhammad says they are not able to write. Able, look up the word able. What does it mean? ABLE-BEF. And tell me I didn't write that. I'm the one who hit the letters and write that. So you look at the word able, having the power, skill, means an opportunity to do something. That's what able means. So if you are not able, that means you don't have the power, skill to do these things. So not because I am typing, which is a form of writing, that doesn't mean that I cannot take up a pen and write. Here you go. Here you go. I write all these things. I write all these things, but yet still I play on the keyboard when I want to write something. That doesn't mean that you cannot write. That doesn't make no sense. You look around here, you see a whole bunch of stuff that I wrote. That doesn't mean that I cannot write. You see what I'm saying? I might not be the best writer, but I can write. And doesn't make no sense. And this is how it is with, I would say, 90% of the world today. Are more, 90% are more of the world today. They can write, but they, especially in the West, they can write, but they choose to write on, when I say 90% of the world using computer, people using computer, they can write, but they choose to use the easier way to do things. So doesn't make sense what this Abdul is saying, selling a lie.
After a few years, it is surely expected that people will not use writing at all for important work, including education, which is completely based on information technology and internet. Really, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best known to affairs. But this prophecy surely shows that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of God. And
Wow. Wow. So, and do you notice how Muslim narrow things down to God? Muslim always narrow things down to God, as if there is not another force that knows these things. Am I to believe that Satan doesn't know that certain technology would be around? Do you believe that every technology that is invented by God? No. Is invented by God? No. And the purpose is to serve God. I don't believe that. I don't believe that these technology have a purpose. Every technology have a purpose. The first purpose of these technology was to serve God. I believe that God will use technology. I think my baby is up. Alrighty. So let me go see what's going on with him. Hey, come in, young boy. What's going down with my little black boy? With my little black boy? Hi, black baby. You get mad? What was going on? You're mad, man. You're mad. You wake up and you're mad. Daddy gonna feed the boy now, okay? So daddy will feed the boy. You want daddy feed this baby? Okay. So daddy gonna feed him, okay? So what we are saying that not every technology, I'll sit here right here, my baby boy. So not every technology is invented by God. Some technology by men with God in the forefront, but God used technology that is invented by men for is to bring about his own purpose. So you find a Muslim say, "Oh, if I can say if Muhammad say something about science, then he must be from God," and that's not true. That's not the way it is. It is done. That's not the way it is done. Not because someone says something about technology, that doesn't mean that they are from God. Or says something about science, that doesn't mean that they are from God, because Satan knows the science too. So at the end of the day, to say, "Oh, he got to be a prophet of God because he says technology will, writing will cease. Writing will, people will be unable to write," and that's not true. A computer doesn't make people unable to write. It bring about less writing, but it doesn't make you unable to write. So at the end of the day, hey baby boy, we don't see Muhammad as no prophet of God, because he said, if he even say these things, and Mufti Mink will never provide any proof that Muhammad said these things. But let us do something real fast and go into the jinn. We're going to go into the jinn. We're going to go into the jinn video, because I think that video is a beautiful video to go in. You see you on TV? Is that you? Is that you, my boy? You do a little something yourself. Okay. So let's look at what is being said about 4 places jinn enter your body.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liz, back with another reaction video.
It's your girl Liz, back with another reaction video. So the girl Liz is back, Sammy. Do you see the girl Liz back with another reaction video? The girl Liz is back, Sammy. Do you see the girl Liz? That's your girl Liz? Is that your girl Liz? I don't think it is your girl Liz.
Video. So this came up on my radar, and it is on the...
Oh, so it came up on a radar, Sammy. She got a radar that is up in the sky, and it picks up. Hold on, baby. My sweet boy. And it picks up things, and it come up on a radar, so she's gonna react to it. Listen now.
The Nurse TV channel, and it is in 4 places jinn enters the body.
Oh wow, 4 places that jinn enter the body, Sammy. Jinn enter the body. The only jinn that enter people's body that I know of is gin and tonic. Gin enter the mouth. Is that what they do? And then sometimes some people rub gin like rum when they got a cold. Oh, you don't agree with that? I agree with you, Sammy.
Now, I remember maybe about a month or so ago, I posted a personal video about what I thought was a jinn experience. I'm not
a jinn experience, a jinn enter her body, Sammy. All right, let me look at it. Do you see the jinn going to her body? Can you see jinn on her? This lady is crazy. She said she got a jinn experience. She must have drank too much gin.
I'm not going to get into details about that yet. Let's watch this video. But what I'll probably do, especially for the ones who haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it in at the end of this video so you guys can check that out. So anyway.
I need to see that video. A gin enter Liz Edward body. She have a gin experience. What did the gin do? Did she see the fire, the smokeless fire?
Let's get into it.
Wow.
What are the reasons a jinni would enter inside your body?
What are the reasons a jinn would enter your body? Wow.
What would cause that?
We're going to talk about jinn possession. Reasons why possession occurs. Now I'm talking, why would the jinn possess somebody without being commanded or contracted to do so by a magician? I have written down 3. The first is in order to further the aims of the shaitan. Secondly, if a person has harmed the jinn or their family, and again we see this many, many times.
If a person have harmed the jinn and their family. Sammy, the jinn have a family. Wow. So they got jinn women. According to Muhammad, Satan have a penis and a vagina. And all the jinn, according to Islam, Satan have a penis and a vagina. And all the jinn came from Satan. Satan impregnating in his own self. And all the jinns came from Satan. Islam is a mess, man. So all the jinns came from Satan. So Satan have a penis and a vagina, and he impregnate himself. And that's how the jinns came. Sammy, ain't that crazy? Oh, wow. Even my baby look at it and say, man, that's shameful.
For example, they might go to the toilet and relieve themselves and not have the proper Islamic etiquette. And so they may, end up sort of afflicting the jinn with something, and the jinn would return back in anger.
Wow. They went to the toilet and they poop, and they didn't use their hand to wipe their buttocks. And they didn't. So the jinn entered them. Liz, did you have the proper Islamic etiquette when you went to the bathroom? Is that why you have a jinn encounter? What a nonsense, man. Girl, listen to them keenly, because guess what? The next time you go to the toilet, you better use your hand and wash whatever, because the proper Islamic etiquette, without the proper Islamic etiquette, you might end up with a jinn. Wow.
Or likewise, they may harm some of their children or harm some of them by pouring boiling oil on them, pouring boiling water on them.
Wow. Isn't that a stupidity, man? You may harm some of the jinn by pouring burning oil on them and by pouring burning water on a jinn. Wow. What a stupidity. Did you know that Muhammad told the people that he had a jinn with him that was commanding him? In Sahih Muslim 28:14, Muhammad told the people that he have a jinn with him that was commanding him. In another hadith, Muhammad told, I'm coming, babe. Muhammad told the people that when they make bed in their home, they need to make one for the wife, one for the husband, one for a visitor, and one for the shaitan, the jinn. You're worried about jinn possession, but you're inviting jinn in your home. Muhammad was an idiot, man. And Muhammad says Satan sleep in the Muslim nose at night. Man, this was crazy. This is crazy, man.
The jinn can be harmed by some of the things that harm human beings, like boiling liquids and like other things.
Number 3, ذكر شيخ الإسلام, love. That the jinni actually may love you. العشق.
Wow, the jinn love you. Muhammad says if you don't say Bismillah, when a man and his wife having sex, if they don't say Bismillah, the jinn wrap himself around the man's penis, and the baby that the woman have is half jinn, half half man. So you share in the making, the jinn share in the making of the child. Wow, Islam is total nonsense.
For love. وذلك الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم told us what to do when we take off our clothes. Bismillah. If you say Bismillah, a curtain between you and the jinn. But
if you say Bismillah, it's the same Bismillah. If you don't say Bismillah when you hold one a minute. Hey, Sammy. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Yeah, when he's up, he roams, and I gotta give him to his mom because he climbs and stuff and do stuff because he's active. But this is the same way Muhammad says, say Bismillah. Muhammad told them to have sex with their wife. If they don't say Bismillah, the jinn wrap himself around the penis of the man and share in the birth of the child. Muhammad was a straight madman, man.
how many of us come out of bed in the morning and you want to get your coffee from the kitchen? I stopped doing that.
Oh, wow. She laughed. She involved in their voodoo now. Now she get into the Islamic voodoo. She gonna do all these ritual. Make sure, Liz, make sure, I'm warning you, woman, make sure that you are following the Islamic way of cleaning your butt. You have to. Or else a jinn will get mad. Do you hear what the man says? A jinn will get mad. When you're making your coffee, follow Islam. Or else you're going to be drinking a jinn. The jinn will get into your coffee if you don't follow the Islamic way, and you will drink the gin like you're drinking gin and tonic. Islam is nothing but stupidity, man.
After learning this, guess what? The jinni is looking.
Oh, wow. What a donkey, man. The jinn is looking. And look at her. She's, what is she doing?
And he's going to go inside.
That's dumbness. You hear that? She. So the jinn is looking, and he's gonna go inside that body. Oh, wow.
That body, a lot of the sisters are possessed by jinn because of that reason, that the jinni actually likes the women. That's why the women also should be careful about the way that she dresses inside her bedroom. Can the jinni enter the body of the human just like that anytime? The answer is no. There are 4 conditions the jinni will enter.
So I'm gonna end this video because my baby is in need of his daddy. But I was showing you, man, how crazy these Muslims are. So let me share some comment that my brother said. And 80s Christian Prince will slap you in the face. That's what he said. 80s are just like Muslim. Okay, I'm gonna say peace out. Yes, my boy is crying and